So there is a big relation between design and skateboarding, because they're both intertwined. You know, around the same times that urban design, like graffiti and stuff. Like, sure, it's vandalism, sure, it's this and that, but that's an art form that we know and we understand and we appreciate it, and we can call it design. So that's what it is, and skateboarding is intertwined into that because of the elements of hip hop. Totally different backgrounds. My mother's a first generation British woman, and my father's basically from like Kaitaia. He's Māori and my mother's white. And my father's family, you know, they've lived in South Auckland for most of their life. They've been here in Auckland itself because they come from Kaitaia, where they were also slumming it as well. So I've seen good and bad, but the majority of the time I spent of my teenage life would have been in Otara, which is in South Auckland. It's one of the main areas, you know, that you hear in the news and on Police 10-7 and stuff all the time.
My mum's like part Māori, part Dalmatian, and my dad is half Pommy, half Cookie. So I'm like kind of mixed like ethnicities, yeah. But I identify as New Zealand Māori because that's my cultural heritage that I've embraced and like that I've learnt about. So yeah, I do identify as Māori, although I'm not like exclusively Māori.
Family's born and raised in Cambodia, but they moved over as they're refugees because of the Khmer Rouge. So they all try to get away from that to have a better life in New Zealand, try to get away from all the negativity.
That's Pol Pot in that, eh?
Yeah, Khmer Rouge, bro, killed millions.
No good, bro.
Oh,
Your parents are lucky.
you're lucky. You're lucky your parents took you away, bro. In the 90s and that, it was really good. It was really safe. There was like a real good like town and country, good community vibe there. But like now it just turned to shit pretty much. Like increased crime rate. There's like a lot of homeless people there now. There's just people like getting mugged, even like single mums getting mugged with their babies.
They call it the dark side.
The dark side, yeah.
It's the dark side. It's beyond South Auckland, really.
It's like the borderline of South.
Yeah, it's borderline of South. You know, go Manurewa, Takanini, and Takanini is where South Auckland stops, and then everything after that is dark side.
It'll always be my home though, like Papakura. Yeah, I always love it for that, but lately it's just been really bad. Yeah.
Otara's basically, it's one of the slums of New Zealand. That's where all you hear about all of the crime and the theft of cars, and the Benny Bums and the solo mums kind of stuff. All originates from Otara. It started, I think the suburb was built a long time ago, not too sure, maybe like 50, 60 years ago, because they were building warehouses and stuff like that, and it was becoming a easier area to live in, building the houses whilst all the new jobs were coming out around that area and stuff, because it all used to be farmland and that. And that's when all the Pacific Islanders and the Māoris who were willing to take those low-paying jobs would go and live, and that's how it started. It started out as a slum, and it's gonna still be one. It's still one to this day.
That's good.
I love it.
Yeah, I like.
It adds to the character of
Yeah,
the place.
it does. Not having it's nice to have multiple people living in one area, because you get all of this cultural enrichment, and in the positive way of saying cultural enrichment. Usually when somebody says that, they're saying it sarcastically or whatever, but it's true. You go through Papatoa, you can pick up a curry, a kebab, some Chinese, and some raw fish on the same street, within like less than a kilometre of each other, which is great. A lot of variety of people, a lot of things to learn, but it does kind of add to to racial stereotypes as well. You know, a lot of the racial stereotypes come out of South Auckland as a whole, and the majority of the people who create them are us,
South Aucklanders.
South Aucklanders. Because we all have a problem, because we're all trying to vent in some way. Because we all got things going on, issues, yeah. Oh, the white trash Westies! White trash Westies! Oh, the land of RBs and half-drunk Codys. Damn. Yeah, man. West Auckland, the liquor prices are too high. That's all it is. Ciggies and liquor are too expensive, but the cars are cheap. We don't like them.
They don't like us.
They don't like us. I don't know why. It's just always been that way. But it's as a collective though. As a singular entity, someone from West Auckland, someone from South Auckland can be friends.
It is a collective,
but it's a collective way of thinking. You know, it's the same as you know, like I might have some Pacific Island mates, but I will say something pretty bad about Pacific Islanders sometimes. But it's all in good spirits. It's camaraderie and stuff. But as singular people, we're all friendly to each other, you know. We don't want to start drama. It's really only the people that have serious issues that want to start drama, and they're the ones that add to the negative stereotypes and stuff. So.
Yeah, troublemakers.
Yeah, I decided to study like graphic design because I've always been an artistic type, and like I've always done paintings and drawings, but I really wanted to like push it further and try and use that kind of influence and apply it to my own designs and my own drawings. So yeah, I decided to do that because we learned so much different things there. It's not just drawing, or like we're not doing pictures, we're learning like going really deep into design. Yeah, trying to better ourselves.
Yeah, it's hard to better ourselves at the same time though, you know. We because we all attend AUT in Manukau, you know, and we all get the same assignments that the city students get, but you know, because they live in the nicer areas, you know, we have this one assignment called mapping places, and we have to go through our areas, you know, and take photos and stuff and draw on the street and stuff. It's kind of difficult when you live in South Auckland, because as soon as the wrong person sees you with that nice camera, or you know, you sitting there by yourself, that's a standover, and that's all your shit gone. Easy target. It's kind of hard to, you know, do those assignments. Yeah. We don't really get along with the city students.
They're real uppity like towards us.
Yeah.
Poshy, like city kids.
I understand us having to do the same assignments as them, though. You know, it's a egalitarian kind of thing. You know, it's university. It's a place of learning. Should be all the same. You know, no one should really get special treatment. And in terms of learning, like social stuff, like not being able to make it and things sometimes because maybe your kid's sick, and you know you have kids. And it's a high probability you have kids if you're going to the South Campus, you know, with the teen pregnancy rates and stuff like that. Like, let's be honest, we're just talking facts here. You know, like things like that, sure, I understand, you know, maybe getting some leeway in that. But when it comes to the actual learning, you know, having to go out, sure, they might live in Parnell or whatever, and they go out and take their photos, and we live in, you know, the heart of Otara, and we got to go out and take our photos. I understand that. That's okay, because that's education.
And then like I was just sick of that shit, like living that kind of lifestyle, just the typical kind of generic South Auckland lifestyle. So then I was like, oh, I need to do something with my life, because so I decided to come to uni. Like I thought this would be really good for me, just to help me learn, get out of like doing so much crime and that. But yeah, since I've been here, like when I first came here, my plan was to just kind of find out what it was like, what the industry was like, and how if I would even like it. Yeah, so I wanted to study that. Studied it for a while. Like, it's different to what I thought it would be, but in a good way, sort of thing. Yeah, it's a lot deeper than I thought design would actually be. So after graduation and that, like once I finish here, I'm either gonna study more or travel. Those are my plans. Yeah.
Expand my brand. So what I came to uni, the reason was I tried to gain all the different ideas, see what it was like in the design firm as well. Just, you know, broadening my range, because I own my own clothing brand, so I want to try to expand from there and gain all the, you know, qualities that I need for it. And being at uni, it's pretty cool because I've learned heaps of different things, learned how to use the camera, more photography, video editing and that, so I can actually just put that forward to my actual brand. So in the future, I hope to probably travel overseas, and expand my brand from there and become a fighter. I've always wanted to become a fighter. So the thing about my life is I've had 2 dreams, 2 goals. I've always wanted to start my own clothing brand and become a fighter, well, best in the world, eh? So I've always wanted to do that. So they both balance from each other. So when I start fighting, I'll be sponsoring my own self, be using my own clothing brand. So because I want that feeling, when you have a clothing brand, your own t-shirt, you're unique. So when you're walking past, probably in South Auckland, and you go, hey, that guy's wearing my t-shirt, it gives you that happy thought, that feeling.
Turn around, bro. Show them.
Show them, yeah.
Show them.
Show them your clothing.
Get that free marketing in there. Bayonne clothing. Bayonne clothing.
Do the pose like the tunnel.
Bayonne. It's whānau-based learning at AUT South. That's the main difference from in the city. In the city, it's really busy and it's massive lecture halls, and the same class cut into like 7 groups. Whereas in the South, it's the one group. We all sit in the same room and we all talk to the one lecturer at the same time.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing that they don't get in the city. But there's still stuff you yearn for that they have in the city too. So the more resources and things like that they have a lot of resources. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, how many cameras do we have on campus that we can borrow? What, like 10?
Who produces the better work?
We do.
We do, because we're
We
more
do.
creative.
Ours is raw. Ours is raw work from
the difference between
I
the
emotional
reckon
city,
they're more
background.
hungry
Yeah.
too than the city kids.
the city are
Like with
all
the-
Yeah,
limited.
of course, because we have nothing to fall back on.
Yeah,
This is
bro.
it
Yeah,
or nothing.
definite.
This is it or a
Do or
job at
die,
KFC.
Hard. Trying to get away from all of that, get away from the factory life, eh?
Yeah.
Get that paper, make the money.
Definitely. We wouldn't do it otherwise.
Yeah,
If we didn't see a future in it. Yeah.
There is a future in it, but then there's also things that come outside of university as well. When you think of a designer, what do you think of? When I think of somebody who says they're a designer, I'm picturing glasses,
Fashion
fashion, like wearing the nice checkered shirt and things. Whereas when
Look at us.
look at us, we just look like your average bum,
We look like
from
South
South
Auckland.
Auckland. If we walked into a design firm wearing our best clothes and talking our best talk and stuff, sure, we might be able to make it through. But if we went in and they said, be yourself, blah blah blah, they might not like that.
Nah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Just because of who we are, we might not meld with their team, who would probably be, the majority
fit
of
the image, eh?
won't
Yeah.
fit the image at all. No.
Stereotype.
So that makes it hard as well, because in my downtime when I wasn't studying, I applied for internships at a few firms, and I did a ton of work. I did amazing work, and they said that like mine was up there, better than a lot of the other students and things like that. But I didn't get the call back, kind of thing, But they called back, the not to be racist or anything, the white kid with the glasses, or the Asian kid,
Yeah.
or the well-to-do Indian Fijian kid. They wouldn't call me back ever, and it's kind of sad.